Hey y'all, I'm Alicia with Pennywell Events, a New Orleans based wedding planning company. I'm here to share some wedding tips for you to help reduce the stress for your wedding day and the wedding planning. All right, so first out of the gate today, when you go for your last dress fitting, if your dress has a bustle, get someone else to take a video of the seamstress doing the bustle, piece by piece, item by item, because on the wedding day, you will be in the dress, you kind of won't be able to bustle your own dress, and matching button A to loop B tends to get a little crazy when you're having someone sit under the 5 layers or so of your dress, trying to match up these tiny parts that are supposed to be invisible to the regular eye. All right, number 2. This is a big one, and this is one that I make sure to do for all of my couples, is to make sure that in your wedding day timeline, schedule yourself a time to eat. You've paid for all this food. It is delicious. You did the tastings. You did all the research to make sure you found the right caterer that is going to appeal to your guests. A lot of times I will make sure that the couple has time to go off to a separate newlywed suite or just a separate corner somewhere where they're away from the guests and the party, because I've heard from so many people on their wedding day, they have a nervous tummy. So sitting at your sweetheart table eating, it doesn't always work out. You take 2 bites, you start to not feel well. You've paid a lot of money for this food. Make sure that you can actually eat it. Take 15 to 20 minutes in between your ceremony and your reception, whether there's a second line cocktail hour or whatever. Have that time, just the two of you, to sit possibly in a quiet room, to look at each other and go, oh my goodness, we did it. We're married. But now you get to eat and have your first meal together. Don't do it in the chaos that is your reception. I promise your guests won't mind you taking 15 to 20 minutes to yourselves to actually put food in your mouth to keep you from fainting on the dance floor or just getting hangry, because we've all been there. No one likes a hangry bride or groom. And then the last one for today. It's a big one. I am a sucker for sentimental moments. I promise you, I do tear up and cry at almost every wedding that I've ever done. I work with my couples for 6 months to a year on average, and getting to know those people, the vows get to me every time. Not even gonna lie. So one of the things that I tell my couples as they're approaching their wedding day, take the time to pause and actually make a mental note of those moments. For example, right before you get ready to take that first step down the aisle, whether you're walking yourself solo or someone is walking you down the aisle, before you take that first step, pause, look around, make that mental note. It's a moment you will never get to do ever again, and it is so powerful. The moments that are in your wedding day, if you pause for just a second, take it all in, be present in that moment, it will make your wedding day not feel like it has flown by. Because by the time the day ends and you can go, I remember those really important moments. As I'm going through the wedding day timeline with each of my couples, I like to go through and just say, when you get to this point in your wedding day, take a moment, pause, make that mental note. It will really stick out in your brain for a very long time. It might be one of those that years and years from now, you're telling, possibly your grandkids, if you decide to go in that route, and you're telling your grandkids about this moment that I saw my husband, my wife, as they walked in, or as we stood there together as a newlywed couple, us against everything else in the world, good, bad, or otherwise, we had each other's backs. One of the things that I pointed out to one of my couples that was getting married at Hotel Mazarin in front of the fountain in the courtyard was how many people have stood in that exact spot and declared their love. So you're not just a part of your own love story. You are now a part of the New Orleans history, and it's just magical. And it's one of those kinds of moments where you can look back and say, it's about us, and it's about so much more in the universe and in history, and it just gives you chills down your spine. If you guys have any questions as far as New Orleans weddings, or if you want to see some more wedding tips and advice to just give you some different ideas for your wedding day. I'm on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also find me on the Knot and Wedding Wire if you'd like to see some of my past work and reviews from some of my past couples. And then, of course, you can find me on my website, all about services that I offer, which is pennywellevents.com. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, y'all.